Hey Brewers fans, we know it can get real cold outside. So let's warm you up with the latest on the crew. It's time for Hot Stove Weekly on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. It's time to focus on the 2026 championship season. Get the latest on free agent signings, trades, the front office, and the fans. It's Hot Stove Weekly with Tommy Wirtz. Here's the franchise Tim Allen.
And welcome in, everybody. The final Hot Stove Weekly show live here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, the mobile studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And we are on location. Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, getting you ready for tomorrow. I hear there's something going on in Milwaukee tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It should be a big day, opening day. Tim, it's in Milwaukee finally, too. I mean, it feels like they're never here. I think 2021 was technically 4 years, I think. But that also had 11,000 fans at that one in 2021. So 2019 really feels like the last real time there's been a real opening day in Milwaukee for opening day.
My credit card is ready to go here at Rally House.
Got it already. I mean,
you've seen me
in a team store in Arizona, let alone one that's in your backyard. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that's right. We have the roster set. The 26-man is set, and the only real big surprise is the latest trade here. Jake Woodford added to the team and added to the 26-man rotation. And what does that mean? Our boy, Easton McGee, does not break camp.
Pour one out for Easton today, everyone. That was for Tim, because I would like to think Matt Arnold was a little bit influenced by me, at least. By saying I didn't want to see Easton McGee on the opening day roster. I didn't want to, Tim. I know what you're getting with Easton McGee. And, Woodford hasn't really panned out all that well in Major League Baseball so far, but at least it's a new face with a chance and an opportunity to try something else out. Jake Woodford last year, for instance, in Major League Baseball, 0-4, a 6.44 ERA.
3 saves, though.
3 saves is cool, I guess. We can bring that up. That was with his time with Arizona. The trade obviously happening with Tampa Bay. Do the Brewers make a trade with Tampa every year?
It seems like they do. And the trade didn't surprise me, although I thought it would be a little bit more of a veteran name than Jake Woodford. But as we all know, the system that the Brewers have with working with young arms has worked out pretty good.
Well, and Woodford, we had talked about it already, Tim. I know it sounds like he only replaces Easton McGee, but they couldn't bring another lefty in, right? And with having Sproat be solidified into that starting rotation, it really worked itself out, evened it out, where they are going to go pretty lefty heavy still with guys like Ashby and Hall still being a part of this, and Serpa. But now they get to mix in a righty that's got some big league experience as opposed to a guy like Easton McGee hanging around.
So if you're just getting out of work and you want to talk some Brewers baseball, we are here for you at Rally House in the Mayfair collection. We have a QR code that you can scan, and you have a shot at a $100 gift card here at Rally House.
Yeah.
Hey, take a shot at it. Think about what $100 could get you here, walking around, get your Brewer apparel.
Yeah, there's Brewers stuff. You got Packers, Brewers, Badgers, Bucks, all of it. Doesn't matter. Marquette even up over here if you're a fan. Caleb, Odyssey, in case, he needs to load up on any more of his Marquette stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb, a good man. I just met Caleb.
Good man.
We get to work with him. In the
Tim Allen endorsement.
The 17 minutes I've known him.
Known you for 15 minutes. Caleb couldn't have been a better guy.
What a great guy. Hey, I want to start out. We'll get to the 26-man roster. Man, I cannot wait for tomorrow. It's seemingly has been a long, cold type of off season.
Sure.
Just, I don't know, maybe it's like this every year, but this year, maybe more than ever. An appearance at the NLCS last year just got the blood pumping a little bit early this year. And, you think about tomorrow, 1:10 first pitch and Mizorowski on the hill. We had talked about that out in Phoenix, and they wouldn't announce who was going to start. But we kind of thought it was going to be Mizorowski.
The math worked out to Jacob Mizorowski.
And really another surprising thing for me, at least, the slow ramp up from Brandon Woodruff was not too slow.
No, it wasn't. He's going to be a part of this opening rotation, part of the first 5. They just wanted to maybe buy him a little bit more time. I mean, the velocity went down in the 4th inning his last time out. That's definitely something to be a little concerned about and watch it for the time being. But Woodruff, healthy, not on the IL to start 2026. Couldn't have worked out better in that way, I think.
In the rotation, the 5th man. So Misiorowski, Patrick Sproat. Sproat as your number 3.
Man, Tim, you're going to take a lot into this, I guess, right? He looked really good his last time out.
Sure did.
And Harrison as well, too.
And Kyle Harrison's your 4. Brandon Woody is your 5. And that's going to kick off the 2026 championship season. So we're here at Rally House. Come on in. I'd love to meet you. Tommy would love to meet you. And you can grab a new shirt to head to the game tomorrow or to represent your Milwaukee Brewers for the 26 championship season. All right, so I ran across this. I thought it was really interesting. USA Today, piece on the Brewers heading into the campaign here.
Yeah.
Why the season hinges on Jacob Misiorowski.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bowers. I really did.
We'll get to that in a second.
I was getting there. Anyway, why it hinges on Jacob Misiorowski.
If everything goes right, Jacob Misiorowski is one of the few pitchers you could say has the ability to be as good as Skubal and Skeens.
Oh, all right. That's a big shoes to fill there so far.
You better get command. Work on that command a little bit, and then I would agree. For all of the hype that accompanied Misiorowski and his debut in his first few starts last year, remember the All-Star game kerfuffle debate? I like that word, kerfuffle.
I can tell by you using it once already during this point.
So the article goes on. His first big league season was hit or miss. He finished with a 4.36 ERA, and some say he didn't get enough fly balls. But this is all nitpicking. Nobody in baseball has Misiorowski's arm talent. Once he really learns to harness it, maybe this year, maybe next year, maybe never, but the true Misiorowski experience will reveal itself.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so we're going to get some clarity on at least the future for Miz.
Yes.
In the next, 4 or 5 months, right?
Yeah.
As long as he can maintain the starting spot. That's, obviously the trick. That means he's somewhat successful. Now, if he's not going to chew up innings and he's going to be wild as the country wind, and it puts him in a 4-zip hole after 3 innings every time out, well, then we can talk. But for now, it's Misiorowski, and he has the car keys.
And Miz last year in the big moments, right? He pitched 12 innings of postseason baseball last
2
year.
runs?
No starts in that time, but yes, correct. Just the 2 earned runs. In one in each the CS and the DS. Had a 1.5 ERA in that time frame. And this has to be an awesome moment for him. And we've talked all offseason now on this show how he gets up for these moments, Tim. Like, it seems like you see his best stuff when the most pressure is under him. And Jacob Misiorowski spoke a couple of days ago on what it means to be a part of the opening day roster, to get that opening day experience and the start. Here is Jacob Misiorowski from the other day talking about opening day.
Brandon, Murph told us a little kind of a funny story yesterday about how he informed you that you made the team. Okay, what's your recollection of that whole process, how that unfolded?
So everyone was telling me congratulations about making the team. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, hold on here, Charlie. That is a young Brewers right-hander.
Yes.
That's Brandon Sproat.
Right.
But let's hear from the opening day starter and the young phenom right-hander, Jacob Misiorowski.
Here he is.
What do you make of the news that you're going to pitch on opening day in the big leagues?
Excited. Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Did you see it? You're watching what Woody's doing, building up, what Quinn's going through. Have you kind of sensed it?
No, I obviously there was talk, but no, I didn't. Had no idea. I was excited the opportunities come to my way, so it's gonna be fun.
How do you strike the balance between it being kind of a big deal and getting the juices flowing and not getting too amped up?
I don't think there's a such thing as too amped up. I think it's I want all the juices I possibly can get, so I'm excited for it.
Is that a lesson that like the playoffs last year?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had that. I've always needed the more juice, the better. But that definitely helped going into the playoffs and feeling that and just wanting more and more.
How would you evaluate today, though? I mean, you seem like a lot more secondaries today. What were your goals from today's outing?
Yeah, I mean, just to command the zone with everything, feel comfortable with it. Feel comfortable with the lower half. Feel, just get ready for the game coming up.
Because when you look at this very young rotation, what do you think you guys are capable of?
A lot. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Why is that?
Why? I mean, all of our guys are just fun. I mean, there's no one in there that, I've been around with for years. So it's exciting to see, the new guys coming in that we got this offseason are looking really good. So it's gonna be fun.
How did Murph and Yelly tell you today?
They called me over in the clubhouse and just, were starting to give me a little crap and mess with me a little bit. And then Murph let me know. So, yeah, it was good.
He said it had, the rookie talent show. Would you share your act?
No, all right, that's in the clubhouse. It's going to stay in the clubhouse. Those guys back there, they know. But,
Could you rate your performance?
Oh, it's a solid 10. Maybe an 11. But, yeah, it was good.
Does it fire you up a bit for opening day? Not only an opening day start, but you're going against a guy you know well in Shane Smith.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, I remember I saw it on Instagram that Shane got the nod and was gonna go opening day, so I was excited for it either way. But no, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Did he text you after the news got out?
He texted the guys. Yeah, we had a group chat, so yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you mentioned Shane Smith there,
Mm-hmm.
the right-hander for the Chicago White Sox, who will be opposing Mizorowski tomorrow. Former Brewer farmhand. That's one that got away.
Yeah.
It's rare that the Brewers let an arm get away like that. He was the White Sox All-Star last year. And another one would be Bowden Francis.
Oh, was one I always thought Drew Rasmussen too.
There's another one.
No,
Big fan
he's
of
never healthy quite all the way
That's
with
right.
Tampa, but he's got the stuff. You can tell he has the stuff.
Look at his money.
Yeah.
I just would indicate that as proof that there's something there with Rasmussen if he can stay healthy down in Tampa Bay. All right, so there's Mizorowski. This article went on to give some accolades to the Brewers as to how they handle their pitchers after trading Freddie Peralta and wondering how long Brandon Woodruff can hold up. The Brewers hope it's sooner rather than later that Mizorowski steps forward. No team takes talented young pitchers and turns them into the best version of themselves as the Brewers do. Kyle Harrison has bounce back potential worthy of your fantasy attention. San Francisco couldn't do it. Boston tried. And now, as the main return in the Caleb Durbin trade, the left-hander was a top 20 prospect and has solidified himself into a rotation spot into Milwaukee. The Brewers hope the pixie dust that they sprinkled onto Quinn Priester last year has the same effect on Harrison and Sproat. It wouldn't surprise me if, and we'll continue that in a second here, but that pixie dust that was sprinkled onto Quinn Priester last year, Harrison and Brandon Sproat, they're the next in line for this. One of them's got to hit and accept the dust.
Right. And this spring, Kyle Harrison, 5.79 ERA in his 14 innings of work. But whenever we seem to have a hyper focus on him, Tim, when we were down in Arizona, he looked damn good during that time.
Yep.
Yesterday, maybe not quite as good as Sproat looked, but still looking fine and being a number 4 in the rotation. They need Harrison because he is the lone lefty there too. Need a guy to mix things up. And he's young still, 24 years old, plenty of team control, and was a very highly touted prospect that came over in the Rafael Devers trade. And when one team gives up on a prospect, I don't know, maybe if we just go back to last year with Andrew Vaughn on what he had developed into after being the former 3rd overall pick in a draft. Now Kyle Harrison gets his chance with the Milwaukee Brewers during that stretch.
And then you have Brandon Sproat, who admitted to us he's truly blessed to be in the situation.
Truly blessed. Yes.
Truly blessed. But I didn't realize that he had the velo that he has.
Yeah, I can't believe anyone makes contact with 99 with sink.
With sink, and
With
they love
sink.
their sinkers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure the cutter will get refined under Chris Hook, too. You know how they always do. They love throwing fastballs in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's crazy. But let's hear from Brandon Sproat before we take our first break here. Here's the Brewers right-hander.
Brandon, Murph told us a little kind of a funny story yesterday about how he informed you that you made the team. Okay, what's your recollection of that whole process, how that unfolded?
So everyone was telling me congratulations about making the team. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I went and got food just my day was over. I came around the corner and he was standing by his office. He was like, "Hey, me the team." He's like, "Deal with it." And I was like, "Sounds good. Appreciate it."
Pretty easy thing to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, just that's Murph. I mean, it's funny, but I'm super excited. So
you never know until you hear it confirmed from the manager or the general manager. Did you feel pretty good about your chances, though, the body of work you put forth to that point?
Yeah, I mean, I thought spring training went really well. Got a lot of work done. I mean, still work to be done, but the progress I made with Hookie and Jim and all of them, I thought was really, really good in my eyes. Did all I could do, but I mean, I was able to get the full confirm from him. So like you said, once you hear from the manager, then it's a full go. So
yeah.
How did you feel about today compared to the other outings? Was this one of the sharper?
Yeah, I mean, I thought today was really well. Obviously, just kind of work on things throughout spring training. Tinker with new stuff. Dial in the mechanics throughout spring training. Work on the cutter. Like I said, that was new this year. I really have enjoyed throwing that pitch. Still making progress with the sweeper. But no, like I said, I thought today was pretty sharp for the most part. A little bit more deep counts than I would have liked. But I mean, it's part of it. So
when you get to this last tune-up start, do you start approaching it a little bit more like a regular season start with the sequencing, or are you still kind of just focused on working on certain things?
I mean, every outing it's to me it's not, hey, I'm gonna go here and try these things. That's what bullpens are for, catch plays for. For me, it's just, hey, go out there and just compete, try to get as many outs as possible, and then just pitch until they take the ball away from me. That's how I've gone about each start so far, and that's what I'm going to continue to keep doing. So
when you're at your best, what are you doing?
Not thinking about results, just going out there and just competing my butt off, just trying to, give the team the best chance to win. That's my job. So if I can do that, and then whatever happens.
What goes into building up with William, given he was gone for a lot of camp with the WBC, and getting to work with him today and getting on the same page with the catcher?
Yeah, William likes to work fast, and I do too. So already, starting off on the right foot. So that's definitely good. Obviously, the pregame meetings with the coaches and him, those also help. But just kind of just talking to each other, in between innings, before the game, in the bullpen, like, hey, what'd you see? What'd you like? Really just comes down to having good communication between each other. That goes a long way. So.
All right, there he is, Brandon Sproat, just a few days ago as the Brewers are preparing for the 26th championship season. There's Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen. We are live here at Rally House. So if you're looking to get your colors going with Brewer stuff, Brewers apparel, we've got you covered here at Rally House. You can take a shot at the $100 gift card, and it's in the Mayfair Collections, it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of an outdoor sort of mall.
Yeah,
right?
It's right next to 41 over there. There's Dick's Sporting Goods up the road too. It's a mile and a half away from the Mayfair Mall. Right up the road.
Right.
Yep, right up the road.
Yeah, right in that area. And again, $100 gift card up for grabs here as we broadcast live here. On the other side, we will take a look at the 40-man roster. No real major surprises outside of a recent trade that Matt Arnold pulled off. We'll hear from the Brewers general manager as well. Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, broadcasting live here at Rally House in the Wisconsin Sports Radio mobile studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Talking Brewers tonight. are talking Brewers baseball just ahead of the 2026 championship season. It's the final edition of Hot Stove Weekly. There's Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, broadcasting live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network mobile studios, and it's powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We're here at Rally House Mayfair, and you scan that QR code, I'm going to tell you right now, you got a great shot at a gift card to Rally House.
$100 too. Pick yourself up anything. Doesn't just have to be Brewers. However, I do see just on the wall that I can tell from right here, Chourio, Mizorowski, Yelich, Contreras, Terang, all up over here if you need something to grab before opening day tomorrow.
More on Terang in just a little bit from this USA Today preview. So we'll get to that in a second here. 40-man roster was a little bit of a change here in the last 48 hours due to a trade, and that's Jake Woodford added not only to the 40-man roster, added to the 26-man roster.
Yeah. Let me run down the 26-man just so we know what we're going to get at for opening day, and then we'll talk about the 40-man right after there. But our infielders that we have for the Milwaukee Brewers, Jake Bauers, David Hamilton, Joey Ortiz, Luis Rengifo, Bryce Terang, Andrew Vaughn. No surprises from anywhere there. And quite frankly, with the outfield, we knew about Blake Perkins not making this last week. So it goes Jackson Chourio, Sal Frelick, Garrett Mitchell, Brandon Lockridge, and Christian Yelich, a part of the outfield. Our two catchers that we see are William Contreras and Gary Sanchez. The pitching department, Grant Anderson, Aaron Ashby, DL Hall, Kyle Harrison, Jared Koenig, Trevor McGill, Jacob Mizorowski, Chad Patrick, Brandon Sproat, Abner Uribe, Jake Woodford, Brandon Woodruff, and Angel Serpa.
So really no surprises there. Like we said, I mean, it's Easton McGee was going to be the guy, I would have thought.
Maybe, yes. Right. The injured list to start off the season as well, Akil Baddoo, Stuart Baroa, Quinn Priester, Craig Yoho, and Rob Zastryzny. So I think we kind of thought Rob Z would be a part of that, but the injury derailing him from a couple of weeks ago too.
Okay, so then we get to the 40-man. And these are players, some bubble. I mean, you could put Blake Perkins as a bubble guy, right? He was right there. And maybe some other pitchers. I think there were higher hopes for, if you ask Robert Gasser personally.
Sure.
He was hoping to make not only the team, make the rotation.
Yeah, so the pitchers that we're looking at from this 40-man, Coleman Crow, your guy as well, too. Shane Drowan, my guy. Robert Gasser, Logan Henderson, Easton McGee, Sammy Peralta, Carlos Rodriguez, all a part of the minor league roster, as well as the 40-man rotation.
Yeah, and these are players. They've compiled a little bit of a list when you talk about a season that, may incorporate the use of 55 players.
You think that many?
And years past, it's gotten to the 50s. So you're looking at if things do go injury prone or whatever it might be, it may be held down. You got to remember all the injuries last year at this time.
Yes.
So that did expand that total usage. But here's a list of players that you could see this year. Some may surprise you, and others probably would not surprise you. Let's see. Tyler Black.
Tyler Black, also a part of the minor league roster on the 40-man. Jefferson Caro, that's another one I think we can expect to see
Gasser,
at some point. Gasser was a part of it. Rob Z. Blake Perkins, again, I don't think we've seen the last of him. That injured list update, by the way, too. Stuart Baroa is on the 10-day to start the year. Akil Baddoo, the 60-day to start this off. Rob Z on the 15-day. Craig Yoho as well, the 15-day. And Quinn Priester on the 15-day IL to start the season.
Exactly. You mentioned Jefferson Caro. How about your boy Tate Kaner?
He's not on the 40-man.
No, they would have to make a 40-man move on that.
He was up with the club all spring, though, and he was down there in Arizona
with
them.
Surprise me if
getting a lot of time. The pitching department, as we said, it's a good problem to have with the amount of depth that they got going on right now for the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, you would assume he makes his appearance at some point.
Oh, for sure.
Especially, how long is the leash going to be on third base?
It's $3.5 million, $1.50 in incentives. they laid out a little money. Now, again, I mean, you need to take that into context here.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bregman got the same deal, right?
Yeah,
That's what we're all thinking.
If you're a Cub or a Dodger fan, you're laughing at that statement that, they laid out a little money is potentially $5 million. Wow. They're gonna pay that to their AAA squad.
Right.
Carlos Rodriguez, Akil Baddoo, as you mentioned, Yoho, Blake Perkins, Peter Strzelecki, Drew Rom. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. Now, this is good and bad. If we see this guy, it means someone failed.
Oh, no.
And that's Andrew Fisher.
Oh, you want Fisher here so bad,
as quickly as possible.
Well, and that's why you ask about third base in that leash, because they do have 2 question marks in Rengifo with the down year and Hamilton, who's really never played the position at all.
Again, I was going through some old trades, and I saw the trade of David Hamilton. We may get to that in the next week or so on a few news and notes, because a lot of Brewer fans think the Brewers never trade prospects. Oh, they do. Because I looked them up. They do trade prospects. Once in a while, it came back to bite them, but pretty much it hasn't. They've made some pretty decent trades. But yeah, Andrew Fisher. One of the reasons why I want him up as quickly as possible is to get his feet on the ground in the big leagues, so he does mesh and then, reach a pinnacle, or at least a version of ascending, when Jackson Churio's doing his thing, Bryce Terang is doing his thing, Sal Free. I want him in that group as quickly as possible. Now, it's a stretch to say Jesus Medei and Luis Pena are going to be in that group.
Yes.
They'll be the tail end of that group. But I think Fisher, being a college player, being the age he is, and being as, confident.
Poised. Yeah, there's the word.
That's a good one. Moxie.
Yeah.
That he's got.
The swagger.
I think he has the quickest path to link up with this group. And if you let the service time clear a little bit.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do it
instantly.
You want to do it in May, mid to late May.
Wow, you're calling for him that early at this point.
If indeed it happens.
Yes.
That's the earliest it would happen. But most times an organization will say to that. Most times. They'll say, Craig Counsell told me 1,500 at-bats in the minor leagues before he thinks they're seasoned and ready.
That's a lot of at-bats in the minors.
3 years worth?
You would think,
roughly?
Right? Yeah, somewhere around there. Even, the Pirates just sent back down Connor Griffin, number 1 prospect in all of baseball, and they're doing the same thing, waiting till May at that point.
I was watching MLB Network the other night, and they had him mic'd up. Good dude, Connor Griffin. And the girlfriend had walked in, and she's like, "What are you watching? This isn't a Brewer game." I'm like, no, it's a Pirate game. And they got this dude mic'd up, one of the top prospects in all of baseball. I said, he's going to break camp with the club. He's going to be. We're going to see him,
Mr. Baseball guy, right? Yeah.
12 or 13 times, and then he gets. He doesn't break camp.
Hey, Tim, time out before we keep talking Brewers baseball. That was us that said Iowa was going to the Sweet 16 before anyone else.
Just so you know,
just so we remember from last week. In that very official college basketball. segment.
I completely forgot about the bracket. I've completely forgotten about college basketball, period.
Exactly. We're moving on because we're talking Brewers baseball. And again, we talked about Matt Arnold and the trade for Jake Woodford during this time. And really that being maybe the biggest surprise that the opening day roster has on it. Other than Blake Perkins, I think, not making it from a week ago, but it's not from news today. Well, Matt Arnold spoke about that move and others that he was excited for into the 2026 championship season. Here is Matt Arnold speaking on that trade before opening day.
Calling him medium. We were calling him medium woo. Not quite big woo, but yeah, happy to have him. He's pitched in a number of different roles. He's been a veteran in the league for a while. Guy we faced obviously with St. Louis. We have some history with him, and he's an interesting arm that can play a valuable role in a number of different spots in our bullpen or potentially even at the front of games. So Again, just at the point where we wanted to add some depth, and he's right-handed, and I think we're obviously a little more skewed to the left-hand side, so we feel like he's a really good fit for us.
Not optional. And the mechanics of it, is he on your 40?
He would be on our 40, yeah.
And what about opening day?
Yeah,
Are there
it's a
getting him here?
possibility. Still, again, the logistics around getting him here is something we're still working through.
Is there a little grace period that would allow him?
Yeah, I believe it's 72 hours before he has to report. So, yeah, we have some time to work through that.
Is this someone you've kind of been interested, for a while, and just kind of made sense now?
Followed his career, obviously, like I said, in St. Louis. He did a really nice job against us. He was a good player out of Tampa as an amateur, so got a big signing bonus and has been on our radar for a while. So we're happy to have him.
This time of year, Matt, all the clubs making decisions, how busy is it for you and your scouts and your front office guys in terms of how many names do you kick around the last
a lot? Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. We obviously we always talk about trying to make the team better, and that's a real thing for us. And so the opportunity to access somebody like Jake is exciting. It's somebody that we've targeted in the past and we think has a chance to help us.
On the flip side, how tough is it to give up a guy like Casey Hunt, who seems like a real scouting find, undrafted free agent, had a really good first couple of years in New York?
Yeah, he's certainly done a really good job. Obviously, you have to give up something to get something, and you feel like just accelerating what Casey Hunt was into what we believe is a guy who can contribute to our major league team right now was something we felt like made sense.
Looks like Arsenal-wise, Woodford has enough weapons where he can be a little more of a platoon neutral guy. Is that something you're valuing when you're looking at a potential multi-inning guy?
Yeah, we like the platoon flexibility there. Obviously, being right-handed with us having a few more lefties makes some sense. And his ability to be built up and pitch, multiple innings is also something we value.
What makes you most excited about this club, this roster, as you look at it, and what makes you the most? You're not going to say nervous, but what will you have the eye out for?
Eye out for everything, right? I mean, obviously, you can't be comfortable with any team walking into opening day because it's going to change on game 2. But we feel like we have enough depth built up, and again, that's part of why we acquired somebody like Woodford here to help us with that. But we feel good about the roster. We feel good about the composition of. There's a combination of veterans and young guys that we like a lot, and we're ready to go.
From your perspective, what is it about this organization? It's not just the player departures you have each offseason, but you've had managerial change, GM change. You'll still keep on outperforming expectations.
Yeah, I mean, it's a group effort. We say that it's not cliche; it's a real thing. I mean, our staff, our group, everyone involved does a really good job, and so we just got to keep our heads up and keep grinding. That's what we're about. We're Brewers, and so that's what we're going to keep doing.
Well, he told us, Tommy, in spring training that they were going to make a trade, and we did breaking news.
Yeah, there was a trade in the works maybe at the time. Yeah, it was just Jake Woodford.
Right. So those of you viewing the radio broadcast here at Rally House, Mayfair Collections, we'd love to see you here. You can take a crack at a $100 gift card to Rally House.
Mm-hmm.
Get you all set up in colors. I'm going to do a wardrobe change before the show is done. Okay.
Okay, Taylor Swift. I get you. Yeah. All right.
For people that care, like Steve Sparky Pfeiffer.
The glitch.
He is a human walking, breathing glitch. Okay.
There's no way we don't get yelled at least once.
I got yelled at today for a number of things. The promo police almost arrested me. The wardrobe department called and said, we're going to take you in shackles away unless you put on the shirt we provided.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll do it. I'll just change right here and throw the shirt on.
It's on video stream.
Sure.
Okay.
It's a new shirt.
Yeah, I got it on right here.
I do like the slogan on the back.
It does. It says
we want to unveil it next hour.
Got it. Gotcha.
Okay, it's because they can't see your back from there.
No, just the front right now. Just the front.
How are we doing?
I got it.
Dumb video needs to watch me every time I Every time I pick my teeth or my nose,
You'll get
or
used to it before
digging
you
in my
retire.
ear,
Yeah, it'll be all right.
It's been almost 40 years without having a camera on me. You'd be amazed at what I do.
You got away with so much on air before now.
I mean, a Leonard Skinner song, you can do countless things during
It
that.
was a White Snake video before this. Yeah, I got it.
Trust me. All right, we are going to hear from Pat Murphy coming up. Brandon Woodruff. Everything I'm reading on a national scene is skeptical of how many appearances, how many starts he has throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're super careful with him. And if they didn't believe next week, Tuesday or whatever it is,
right,
that he couldn't go and he wasn't ready, they wouldn't have had him break camp on the roster and ready to go.
No, we have sound from Woodruff coming up on the other side in the 6 o'clock hour of the show. We still got to hear from Jake Bowers too. I mean, a lot of us knew Jake had this in him.
Now, does he start in left field tomorrow?
Ask Kenny.
We're gonna clear that up. There's been a gauntlet bet thrown out there about whether or not Jake Bowers will start opening day in left field. Where was he yesterday?
In left field.
Against a lefty.
It was it a lefty?
Oh,
no, it was a righty
it was
yesterday.
It was a righty.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good about the bet today. As of right now.
And Shane Smith is a righty tomorrow.
He's a righty, yes.
Oh boy. All right, we'll make sense out of that. One of our post gamers,
yes,
had made a proclamation that he apparently might have to pay up. That's we'll see when that lineup breaks. We'll be on the air when that lineup breaks, or it'll break a little bit before that.
Maybe a little before, but it should be a good time.
We'll be at Potawatomi tomorrow.
Yeah, 2-hour leadoff show tomorrow, as well as the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show.
We will be on location not only for the 2-hour leadoff show. During the game, we'll be wandering around, making in-game wagers. Is it legal for us to do it? We're okay, right?
I don't see why not. Yeah.
Okay. And then after the last pitch, you make the switch right here, or you will see you at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. But right now, we are finishing up the Hot Stove season, final edition of Hot Stove Weekly. There's Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, broadcasting live in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network mobile studios, and we're powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Take a shot. If you're on your way home, you're in the area, Rally House, Mayfair. It's Mayfair Collections. Just GPS, it'll take you right here. You're 25 yards away from your parking spot, and get in here, scan that QR code and take a shot at a $100 gift card here to Rally House. Talking Brewers baseball, Hot Stove Weekly, right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network and the mobile studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. All right, welcome back. It is Hot Stove Weekly, the final edition. There's Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen, broadcasting live here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network mobile studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Tim,
We're here at Rally House.
Yes, Rally House. Make sure you come on down, Mayfair Collection, for a chance to win your $100 gift card.
We've
here.
got 4 of them.
4 of them to give away.
There's 4 of them here.
I had a question for you, Tim, in regards – how many opening days have you been to?
You would think a lot. It was probably 10-ish.
10-ish? I feel like that's a lot.
Okay, but you would think it'd be more.
Well, for being Mr. Brewer, whoever you are. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I don't think I've been to 3 and I worked one of them. But I think 2 as a fan and then 3 overall. Once in high school, which was like a total disaster. We thought it was going to be a great idea, and then we were completely underprepared and didn't know what we were getting ourselves into during that stretch. And then I worked the 2019 one, went to opening day in 2019, and then I believe I went as a fan in the Tundra territory in either 21 or 22. Can't remember which one. It was Garrett Mitchell's rookie year. The only reason I know that is I told this story of I had sat in that Tundra territory, and there was a guy there named Sean that I was talking with for a long time. He had a glove. He was one of those ball hawks, right? And for some reason, I grabbed his phone number at the end of it. We had a good talk, and everyone was having a good time, and so I grabbed his phone number. Well, little did I know, Tim, in September, he would call into the across-the-street radio station I was working at, because I texted him when I realized he was the one who caught Garrett Mitchell's first career home run. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was more or less where I was trying to gauge at what you've done for opening day in the past.
More as a younger guy. My folks would let me skip school.
Nice.
Being 15, 16 range, including the snow out. And then I got to go back the next day.
Wow.
Which was really cool. And those of you a little up on years, man, you remember how brutally cold the weather has been when you're sitting outside a county stadium.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
It is Wisconsin in March.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And now for any Midwest climated market that has a baseball team, if you don't build a dome, a retractable, just I don't understand it. Someone would have to explain that to me, why they would build an open air stadium in the Midwest. It's just crazy. No, I don't know. It's just something to think about. We're going to hear from Pat Murphy on the other side in the second hour of tonight's show. Pat Murphy has a record in his career as a manager for the Brewers, 190 and 134.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
Really good. 2 manager of the years in that stretch. Won the last playoff series as well during that time. 1 and 2 as a playoff series as a whole. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better 2 years so far.
No doubt. Overall in his career, now we have to remember in 2015, he was interim manager to finish up the year for the San Diego Padres.
Right.
232 and 188. Still a really good mark.
Really good, yes. 50 games over 500.
2-time NL Manager of the Year, as you said, Tommy, and going for a third. A little more on that in the second hour of the show. But, man, Pat Murphy, did they strike gold, a brand new 3-year deal that's going to keep him here in Milwaukee for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah, just a great overall. We talked about it with Murph and with Matt Arnold during that stretch in spring training. I mean, culture being such a huge part of the clubhouse in Milwaukee, Pat Murphy, part of that reason, maybe the biggest reason of that too.
Could be the biggest reason. Hey, ESPN's breakout player of the year for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Jake
Got
Bauers.
That for you on the other side. It is not Jake Bauers.
It's a wrong list. I don't even trust the list.
We're here at Rally House, Mayfair Collections location here. You can scan the QR code here. Take your shot at one of 4 $100 gift cards here. Come on in. We'll be here for the next hour or so, as we're broadcasting live in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network mobile studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Hey Brewers fans, we know it can get real cold outside. So let's warm you up with the latest on the crew. It's time for Hot Stove Weekly on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. It's time to focus on the 2026 championship season. Get the latest on free agent signings, trades, the front office, and the fans. It's Hot Stove Weekly with Tommy Wirtz. Here's the franchise Tim Allen.
I would like to thank Rally House for hosting our final Hot Stove Weekly show of the off season. That's great news for two reasons. Number one, we're here at Rally House. You can take a shot at one of our handful of $100 gift cards here. And the other, it means that, well, it's opening day of the 26th championship season tomorrow. So here at Rally House, I want to thank these guys for hosting the final Hot Stove Weekly show, as well as our tech department, both Caleb and Will on site, helping you out as we move along and get you ready for opening day. Speaking of which, at Potawatomi Sportsbook tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m., 9 to noon, Rami and Kuhn will be there. And then 11 to 1, a special 2-hour leadoff show with the superstar Tommy Wirtz.
You're going to be there too for the leadoff show. And then we have the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show, 21st year, Tim Allen. You are old. That's all that means. That's all that means.
No, it means this is keeping me young.
Yes, that's my plan.
Those of you viewing, I have T-shirt in hand so the glitch doesn't get mad at me. That would be Sparky's new nickname.
I hope you call him Glitchy, like how you do Stevie.
It's just the old glitcher. I'll be sporting this. It's got a really cool, slogan, or what would it be on the back?
Catchphrase. I like that.
You've heard it before. I will say that. I've been actually over the years, I've been wanting a T-shirt like this. These are cool. And just be listening in future live broadcasts for your chance to win one of these T-shirts.
All right.
So we'll have that for you. And also, a little birdie told me someone may walk out of Potawatomi Sportsbook tomorrow afternoon, evening, during the post-game show with a Bob Uecker jersey.
Oh.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
All right, we're live here at Rally House and the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network mobile studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And we were talking about Pat Murphy and how, the landscape really changed under Craig Counsell, and we can't discount that. Really, I've got a little thing on Counsell here. I want to say it was from USA Today. That they are saying, 4 times he has been nominated for Manager of the Year, and he's come up short every time. What he's got for his efforts has been a high-profile job and a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it.
That's exactly what Counsell went for, right? I mean, Chicago, a top 3 market, and the most money anyone's ever seen at the position.
Until someone can prove me otherwise, I've said this before over the course of the last few years since Counsell has been gone. I think he grew up a Cub fan. I do. Despite his father working for the Brewers, despite him growing up here in Whitefish Bay, I still say, until someone tells me otherwise, I think he was a Cub fan growing up. He was just too excited to get that gig. Well, $40 million to do that too.
I would be excited to go a lot of places for $40 million.
Absolutely. One of the places here, as I said, we're broadcasting live here at Rally House, the Mayfair Collections location. Come on in. We'd love to meet you, getting you ready for Brewers baseball, the 26th championship season. Pat Murphy, a short time ago, we need to hear from the Brewers skipper. Always an entertaining listen. Check it out.
What we got? Even like Gasser's last outing, do you get the sense over the last few days of the spring your pitchers have kind of locked in?
Yeah, I mean, they've been built up. Hookie and Jim and Sandoval have done a great job. Talk about people that deserve credit. I mean, those people have been unbelievable and just taking whatever's given to them and just molding. And the the kid tonight's got a big upside, and he's got a lot of improvement to do. But both of the kids tonight. But it's kind of neat that those guys have got them to this point, where they can stand out there and feel like that's not their, like they're not intimidated by the hitters, So I was proud of them both. Did a great job.
Murph on Spro, what are the things that jump out to you now that you've seen him up close for full spring that has the,
Yeah, he's got a full arsenal. It's not just a guy throws a 98 or whatever once in a while, because no one cares about that. Like that's a good heater, but you got to have things with it. You got to be able to do other things, and he's proven that he can do other things. That two-seamer is going to really help him. The sweeper's a really good pitch. Yeah, I'm encouraged. I just want him to believe he can, and he can get out. He can get in rough situations and still get out of it. Harrison still, he's got to get that fastball command on the inner half to improve. He left some balls running back over, but all in all, he did a great job. And he too has to believe. Yeah.
Do you think sometimes those guys like Spro who have those bigger arsenals, do they face a different challenge with learning how to sequence and how to use that because they have more tools?
I mean, that's exactly it. It's like the catcher has to really pull them along too and help them understand, I think that about a lot of pitchers in today's game that have great stuff that get themselves in 3-ball counts. I'm like, why? Your stuff's so special, but you're changing speeds and changing pitches so often, it's hard to control it all. So, yeah, I remember in the old days, they wouldn't let you do that. They would only make it. I just threw your fastball first time around, and then you can introduce the second, and then you can introduce the third pitch. And I guess there's something to be said for that. Obviously, you can't operate that way anymore.
We saw Brandon Lockridge get an inning at first base there at the end. Is that something that we could see more regularly throughout the season?
Well, every team, when you pinch run for anyone, so we're going to pinch run for Vaughn. He's a close last place in the running with him and Gary. So if we're going to pinch run for them, you got to have a third. So oddly enough, Vaughn will be our third catcher, and Lockridge will be our third first baseman. And if we've already ran for Vaughn, then Sal will be our fourth catcher. He got nosed out. They had a bullpen competition, and Sal got nosed out by Vaughn as our third catcher.
Murph, did you get everything you wanted out of spring training? How do you look at it from the 10,000-foot view?
Yeah, I think you better be careful when you think you've gotten more out of it than you had. I have trust in our coaching staff, and I think they had a good camp. They were diligent, and I trust them. And then, like I said, I trust the players. So I think they know what they needed to do and where they needed to improve. We got some guys still work in progress, but yeah. I think, did we get everything we wanted to get out of it? No, I mean, could have had a few other guys really step up and a few other guys be swinging mid-season form or something like that. But be careful what you ask for, you know what I mean? And be careful what you think you got out of spring training. Be careful. Because it's tricked me for 11 years. So when someone's got the answer, let me know.
Well, I will say this about spring training. Whatever happens in spring training only matters if you want it to. And then if it does, if it's something bad, then it doesn't matter.
Right. Doesn't matter if it's bad. If it's good, stay hot. Stay hot. Right.
It stays the course. All right. Nicolay Law talking text line. We will make some room for some calls here if you guys feel the need to grab your phone and dial 414-677-1250. That's where we find Brian, our friend Brian, your first call of the 26 championship season. What is happening?
It's a pleasure, you two. I'll tell you, it's been a long winter, and I can't wait for the season to just get here. And this is going to be about 38 in a row for me, Tim, going to opening days.
Man, that is so cool.
38 opening days, Brian?
Yep, 38 in a row, baby. I'll tell you, I can't wait. And you know how much I love baseball, Timmy. I just the season can't get here soon enough for me, and I'm really hopeful and can't wait to beat the Cubs and beat everybody around them.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about my buddy down to the south a few minutes ago, and you know how much I love him, right?
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm really looking forward to the season and getting it rolling. And
Brian, before I let you go, Brian, you got any memorable ones any ones that you remember that stick out more than any of the other 37 others?
You know, there was one, and I want to say it was in the early 90s. Me and my wife, we lived about an hour to the north. And I turned on TMJ, and the field was full of snow. And I thought, there's no way we're playing. There's no way. And here they said the game's not canceled, and they're on there with trucks and everything else, and they're hauling snow off the field. And lo and behold, we went to the game. We watched the Brew Crew win that day, and it just keeps coming back to me, that very game. I don't know exactly who they played that day, but that was one of my most memorable ones, and that doesn't mean a result, but
sure,
just the game itself, you know. But yeah, I'm really hopeful and really happy the season's here. And one more thing, Tim, I got to tell you, I thought I saw your lookalike last week. I really do.
Really?
I thought I saw your lookalike. You know, I went to the Journey concert last week, and Neil Sean was playing the guitar, and I'll tell you, if you didn't look like him with shades on, I don't know who was, and I'll tell you, I was.
Well, let's take a look. All right. Plus, he plays Gibson Les Paul too, which is what I play. He plays the same guitars.
Well, I'll tell you, it was. I looked at it, kind of looks like Timmy on the guitar, and I thought, can't be, but I thought, wow, that's amazing, you know. But
I
this
get a part-time
guy is
job.
way
It's
too good looking to look like Tim Allen. That's for sure.
I watched a podcast with Neil Sean. It was Billy Corrigan from the Smashing Pumpkins. Had to interview Neil Sean. He has some really good interviews. But yeah, Brian, thank you. We'll talk throughout the championship season. All right.
Thanks, Brian.
Sounds good. You bet.
All right, there he is. Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250. Tommy Wirtz, Tim Allen talking Brewers baseball here live at Rally House, Mayfair Collections location. You can take your shot at one of the $100 gift cards here. And you get a scratch card, too, for coming in. Is that correct?
Yeah, I know that was a select number as well, too. I'm not sure where we're at with that number, but still plenty of opportunities to come in, scan the code for sure.
It's a cool little scratch kind of card you get, and it'll give you some cool stuff. All right, and then the shirt, we'll get that on for you. The new one of the new post game T-shirts.
I have the sneak peek. I haven't showed everything, but they can see the front of it for me.
Right. All right. So now we get to the offensive side of things, and we get to where Christian Yelich lies in all of this. I mean, we know Jackson Churrio's still on the ascent. We know Bryce Terang still has some ceiling in there. Certainly Sal Frelick does. William Contreras does. Andrew Vaughn you get for a full season. Your boy Jake Bowers is going to add some slug. What you get out of Joey Ortiz is going to be great. I mean, it
better
is
than last year. It's going to be better.
That's my guy right there.
Can't be worse.
And then you have Luis Rengifo at third base. Now, all told, the closer we get to this season, the more I am loving this offense, Tom.
I agree, Tim.
Right?
I mean, I'm really excited to see the lineup. And our guy, Jack Stern, who we've had on from Brewer Fanatic, he talked about it yesterday, too, put a tweet out that had basically said the Brewers really should explore a Churio in center field, Jake in left field lineup, just because of the pop that comes in there.
I wonder who mentioned that.
I was already, I mean, I
Yeah.
could be a reporter if I needed to as well, too. That's what it is. Got a lot of good traction on Twitter with it. I mean, what Bowers has done over spring can't be denied, but, you know, looking back at last year, that's kind of what Vinny Capra did, too, at the same time.
That's right. And one of the reasons why you have to consider Bowers out there in left field, not only his production, but it's because Christian Yelich doesn't play a lot of outfield.
Correct.
And so you're forced to. Now, Christian Yelich was playing the outfield. Obviously, it's a little bit different because then you can flip-flop between Vaughn, Sanchez, and Bowers in that DH spot. You get two of the three guaranteed in the everyday lineup. But that's not the case here. Christian Yelich not going to play a lot of outfield. And he spoke. I mean, he's sometimes things are worth repeating.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the past few years, Christian Yelich has said things like, hey, they underestimate us every time.
Right.
Or, you know, we don't mind being in that category. It's nothing different than anyone else. But Christian Yelich, in the last day and a half or so, did address the reporters, the beat guys, and had this to say.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know what it says, but yeah, none of that stuff mattered. If it says you're not going to be good, if it says you're going to be good, like you still got to play, you still got to stay healthy, you still got to navigate the 6-month season where there's going to be a lot of good times and bad times. You know, see where we're at. I think we have a young team, but we have a talented team, and kind of just see what the season has in store for us. We're going to have to play well if we want to be in a position to be a postseason team. And, you know, looking forward to getting that going.
Why do you suppose it happens every year that people just from the outside look at Milwaukee and are not that impressed?
Because I don't know. I don't know if we have like the household names or guys that, you know, we trade guys usually every offseason or say that we can't overcome this loss or that loss, or, you know, you lose a manager, you lose a starting pitcher, closer. You know, people think what we do every year is a fluke. I don't know. You'd have to ask them, but we're not really too concerned with that because, like you said, it's we control you know, what we do out there. Whether they say you're going to be great, whether they say you're going to be bad, it doesn't really matter. You kind of just block out that noise.
Is there one ingredient at the top of the list that is the key to outperforming?
Yeah, I think just having like the guys that are able to compete the right way. You know, attention to detail, executing, playing good, winning baseball. I think you can make up a lot of ground and win a lot on the margins and win a lot of games. Just being able to execute, playing clean baseball, and having guys that are able to compete the right way, as in, like, you know, in a team aspect, just like trying to do things that lead to winning games. And, you know, over the course of a season, it really adds up. And, you know, you win a game here or there for 6 months, you ended up winning 10, 12 more games than you were supposed to. And, you know, that's the difference between making the playoffs, winning the division, or not.
You have high expectations of this group in that regard?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've become accustomed to winning and being a postseason team, being a team that's competed for the division. So, you know, that's definitely not changing this year. You know, that's always the first goal of the season is to win your division and get in the postseason, and then you kind of go from there.
Is the young pitching a wild card?
Yeah, of course. I mean, young players in general are wild cards. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know how they're going to respond to their first time through the big leagues. You know, they're talented, and we got confidence in them. Loki and Jim do a great job with the pitching here and helping those guys, you know, navigate the ups and downs and navigate the season. And you know, I think they'll be just fine. They're super talented, and you know, looking forward to seeing what they can do. And it's kind of just the cycle here over, you know, every few years you're gonna have a really young staff that kind of grows together and becomes that veteran staff, and you kind of repeat the process.
You talk about the traits it's taken for y'all to kind of outperform these expectations every year, but y'all lose players every offseason. You've had a GM change the last few years, had a managerial change the last few years, and you've kept it ongoing. How have y'all been able to carry that through year after year?
I think it's just like a collective group effort. It takes a lot of people to do a lot of things to win. It's more than just one person. Obviously, having great players helps. But, it's a collective group effort. I think a lot of people have been really waiting for the day that we suck. They can finally say, "I told you so," and they're no good. But we'll hopefully be able to fend that off again another year and go from there. The collective group effort, mentality, and buying in for each other, I think is really what helps.
You're an elder statesman of the division. You yourself. What do you think of that young talent in this division?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always talks about how bad our division is, how it's the worst division in baseball all the time. I don't think so. We had 3 postseason teams in this division last year. Everybody's gotten better, and everyone's trying to win for the most part, or trying to take that next step in the division. And we're the ones with the target on our back. We have been the last few years because we've won the division. So, everyone's always going to get up to play you and make sure that they take care of business against you, because you have to win the division. Same goes for us when we play those teams that are trying to do the same thing. So it's kind of nice that there's a fresh start. We got a lot of new guys who haven't really been through it, so the edge and the intensity is still there for it. And we'll be ready for the challenge.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something about Christian Yelich. He sounds so different in front of the press pool in a clubhouse than he does on a TV broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, night and day. That dude needs to be on TV as an analyst when he retires.
You think so?
I do. I thought he was magnificent. And maybe it's because, I'm a huge Brewer fan and he's a Brewer player and all that. Maybe it enhanced what I believed was talent, but he was talented on TV. It was really something. And in that presser there, I love the line, Christian is not a dumb dude.
No.
When he said people are waiting for us to suck so they can finally say, I told you so.
Right, exactly. That's the line right there.
Rod, lightning rod, without question. Because in a way, these national guys continue to do it, and they continue to be wrong.
Yeah, 3 years now, yes.
And they even write in the articles, they know they're susceptible to being wrong, but they still won't come out and say it.
And not a lot of love this year coming up again, just like Yelich says.
Yeah, but they do have a little bit of a target on their back.
Absolutely.
Especially in the division.
I think across the league, the perception of the Brewers is different than across the media.
Yeah, I would tend to agree now. Because say the San Francisco Giants, who by the way fire things up tonight against the Yankees.
I'm so excited. Yes,
I know baseball is back. Say for example the San Francisco Giants, do they get a little more up, a little more sharp coming into American Family Field? Because they know it's the Brewers, they know how they play, they know the brand of baseball they're getting. Probably. Yeah. I think so.
I think across the league, like I said, everyone knows what the Brewers have done and the production they've put up over the last 3 seasons. And really, you can say it for 7 seasons, right? Almost 2018 since then. That the Brewers have had these doubts across their preseason predictions, but I think the league doesn't take over the David to the Goliath type look on the Brewers anymore.
Couple of things here before the break. We're going to hear from Brandon Woodruff after the break, so stick around for that. Some interesting comments from Woody. There's a big woo and a medium woo because Jake Woodford is now a member of the Brewers. He's a former Pirate and a former Diamondback.
Cardinal for a while, too.
Cardinal for a few years. So it's a big woo. We'll hear from him next. But a couple of things here. Toward the end of the show, those of you watching on video, we will unveil. I'll put this shirt on. I'll get a little half naked to do it. Hey, I was told to wear this shirt.
You got grandpa napkins under your shirt that cover you up? Is that what it is?
I thought about it. I thought about it, but yeah, I mean, I was told to put the T-shirt on, so I'll put the T-shirt on.
Like it.
And then also want to say hello to Justin, who just came in. Been listening for almost 20 years.
Nice.
And he came on in. He said, "Man, we need to get together and go to Las Vegas one time." And he said, "Well, if not Vegas, Potawatomi Sports
right up the street
is right here." Also, Carrie, who has called in the show.
Carrie and Tosa. Oh, yeah, I know Carrie and Tosa. She gives me a hard time quite a bit, it feels like. But hooked her up. Great of her to come on down, say hi as well. And my brother Dave in Cudahy, he contributes as well. He was here on top of that.
So now to your mother, I've met 2 of the offspring.
Mm-hmm.
Are there more?
There's one more offspring who's in high school. Yes,
high school.
We're all over the place, Tim. I can tell you that. There's a 46-year-old, there's a 34-year-old. I'm 26. And 15 is the youngest.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that say about certain people?
We hit everything but the 80s.
Julie.
Well, Julie is just the last 3.
Okay, just the last.
The last 3. But I mean 34 and 15. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a great story for you off the air in the break. I have a great story. Can't believe I haven't told you yet, actually.
You know, when I met your mother at the airport,
yeah,
I noticed her head was like tilted a certain way. All right, we're here at Rally House, and it's the Mayfair Collections location. I'm going to scope out some Brewers long sleeve tees.
Nice.
I'm going to check out some apparel. My credit card just itching in this place. You can't go wrong with stopping in here, taking your shot at a $100 gift card. There's a handful of those. And, well, Tommy would love to meet you as a Brewer fan. And Tommy,
would love to.
Charlie in the studio, would you like to tell everybody what Tommy did for the first time here sitting at Rally House?
Tommy's big time now and signed a hat. He put his signature on something. That was pretty cool.
Oh, God.
He was asked.
I might be
for
the
his
first guy
autograph.
from Cudahy who signed an autograph.
All right, we'll take a break. Big Woo on the other side as we broadcast live here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network mobile studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tim Allen, Tommy Wirtz talking Brewers baseball tonight here at Rally House. Oh, the off season is coming to a close soon.
Yeah, I can feel it.
I consider it the off season is over.
Well,
in about a half hour.
Ask Matt Arnold. There's no off season, Tim. So you're already behind the 8 ball on that.
That is true. But man, opening day of the 26th championship season tomorrow. And we are talking about it here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. We're here in the mobile studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook at Rally House, Mayfair Collections location. All right, those of you watching on the video thing.
Do you like that?
No, I
No.
don't.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
glad you asked. There's one I'm considering.
Yep.
Okay.
A little higher. Yeah, there you go.
Right
Nice.
about there.
Nice.
And that's the other one. Ooh, I like that one.
I like it's gray. The lighting kind of makes it look white, but it's like that like college hoodie gray, like something
Two's
like what is it,
better.
Heather? Is that the
I think
right
that's a
one?
good
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Which one do you think, Charlie?
The second one. The second one's way
Yeah,
better. It's got a
that's the
retro
one I
vibe,
recommended too. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that one on
All right,
you. I
so
think you'd look good in
I'm,
that.
I'm going to disagree with you guys.
You're just gonna buy both.
I'm
I
gonna
already
buy
know.
both.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna do. It was a dumb question, this or that, when you're gonna get them both.
I wanted. We're here at Rally House, and Ryan, the latest, to come up and say hello. Ryan, thank you for listening. We appreciate that. Thanks for stopping in here to Rally House. He's going to take a shot at one of the $100 gift cards here to Rally House. Before we get to Brandon Woodruff, a couple of things to clear up here. I mentioned a little blip on USA Today getting you ready for this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And they also had a header within the same article. They were talking about Mizorowski, but they had a header in the same article that said it wouldn't surprise me if. So they said they did it wouldn't surprise me if for all 30 teams. And on the Brewers, it wouldn't surprise them if Bryce Terang goes 30-30. This is a stretch. No denying Terang is a great player.
Great.
His defense at second base is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they admit it's a stretch. But it goes on, even if the public models flip-flop on his defense year over year, he still shows pop. He has wheels. He can really play. And 30 home runs after he hit a career best 18 last year, which exceeded his prior total by 11. More than anything, it's bet on a player who has done nothing but get better.
I would say that it would surprise me if he 30-30'd. That would be a surprise.
But if he did it, would it not mellow out that surprise based on what they just said? Go with a player, go with a prediction like this of a player that has gotten better year over year over year.
Do you think Bryce Terang or Jackson Churio is more likely to 30-30 in your mind?
Way into Jackson Churio.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So if Bryce Terang was the guy they made that prediction on, that would be surprising in my mind.
And so that, what if
Mm-hmm.
sort of scenario for Bryce Terang. I wanted to get that in there as well. Now back to the pitching side. We mentioned Kyle Harrison in the Brewers rotation. And it had breakout ESPN's breakout player for all 30 teams article. They listed Kyle Harrison as that player.
Ooh, that was your pick first. They
That
must have been listening to you.
They stole it from
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yes. Milwaukee has a long history, it says, of finding value in pitchers of all different types. Harrison could be next after he was acquired from the Red Sox in the Caleb Durbin deal. His upshot fastball, along with a sweeper and other pitches, give him at least 3 above average pitches. I don't think, the writer says, Jacob Mizorowski as a breakout candidate. And that's just because of what he did last year.
Sure. He was almost too good to be into the breakout category.
Right. It wouldn't be a bold
He arrived
prediction.
last year. We're not waiting for him
Yeah.
to arrive by any means.
Logan Henderson and Brandon Sproat are 2 more young arms the Brewers are optimizing, but Kyle Harrison, our choice for breakout candidate for the Milwaukee Brewers.
I like it. That would be
Yeah.
great. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. And it would make a lot of the, Caleb Durbin unsettlement go away if Kyle Harrison has a big year too. And I know a lot of people, just to revisit these trades, and maybe we'll play Woodruff on the other side, but the trade of Durbin and Peralta, right? I mean, a lot of people up in the air about it. That's 2 starting pitchers that they just put into their 5-man rotation to start the season. It was pretty big and crucial for the start of the season too. It sounds like for Milwaukee
would have replaced one with Freddie. The
Mhm.
existence of Freddie staying here.
Yes,
but man, then what? Gasser into the rotation.
Ashby getting stretched out
Rodriguez.
at that time. Yeah, there were maybe Logan Henderson gets his chance then too.
Falls into that category, guys, of you can never have enough depth at the starting pitcher.
I think a lot of people would have loved to see Logan Henderson this year right away, and now he's a depth piece that there's not many people that got a Logan Henderson just waiting in the chamber.
That's the thing. I mean, a year and a half ago or so, we were talking on the post-game show about, man, this rotation, Robert Gasser and Logan Henderson. To your point, you're right. A lot of people assume they would be in the rotation this year. So if you look at it that way, it's a little bit, easier to understand this rotation. Now, if you just look at it as a big picture, there's going to be a few growing pains here and there.
Yeah. Well, we got to get to a break here. We promised you Brandon Woodruff. We will play Brandon Woodruff
And
on
I'll
the other
strip down
side.
on the other
Oh,
side,
yeah.
too, for
Okay,
the
Tim.
video
Why don't you
people.
wait till we get off video to start stripping down?
No, I said
Oh,
I
gosh.
would
Okay,
strip
I'll
down
close
and
this
put
out.
the
Well,
shirt on.
it is Hot Stove Weekly. It is the last edition of Hot Stove
Yes.
Weekly because opening day is here tomorrow. We're going to be live at Potawatomi all day, 9 a.m. It starts with 9 to noon. Of course, that show only going till 11 because we have the leadoff show from 11 to 1, a special 2-hour edition of that. And then, of course, the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. We are live here at Rally House in the Mayfair Collection. Still got time. Come scan those QR codes over here. Hot Stove Weekly from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network mobile studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
here at Rally House, the Mayfair Collections location. Just a couple of minutes left here of the offseason, and then it's real deal as the Brewers fire up the 26th championship season tomorrow. Tim Allen, Tommy Wirtz here at Rally House. We promised you Brandon Woodruff, a huge part of what is going to be the successful 26th championship season. Here's what Woody had to say a short time ago.
Was there much discussion about that, about the best way to play this?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to play around with. I mean, reality was at the end in the spring, like, technically we're still going through that, but like the days were counting. You know what I mean? I didn't have as much time as other guys did, just based off my schedule coming in. But I guess I didn't let you finish your question. What you were saying? You learned what now?
That you're pitching in the Rays series.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just confirming that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
If there's more,
just,
feel free to let us know.
No. That was it. Just making sure. Yeah. Just I felt like personally I was in a good spot. I was recovering. You know, my pitch count is probably obviously a little less than some of the guys coming out of camp, but I felt like I was recovering. I felt like, you know, the stuff was there and coming along, and I didn't feel like I necessarily wanted to go pitch in minor league games. Pretty much is the way I felt about it. So, you know, I'll roll with it here. First few outings early on and kind of get that good base under me, and I'll get another outing here on Wednesday. So that'll be a good opportunity for me going into the season.
How good does it feel just to be on a schedule now and have a plan basically moving forward?
Yeah, you know, it was kind of a lot of that was kind of floated around as we got to the last probably couple weeks, a week, you know, from the season. But yeah, it feels good. I mean, once I threw the first outing, I was able to get on a consistent schedule, which was good, but kind of filling out what we wanted to do at the end of spring. But yeah, like I said, I felt like I was in a good spot, and just come down to I wanted to pitch here instead of the minor leagues.
Is that exciting news that your rehab has worked and you don't have to start in minor leagues and you'll be?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily. I came into camp in a good spot, and that was another thing. I'm not hurt, so I didn't want that to be a kind of the story of coming out of spring of you know, having that lat attached to me, because I feel good, and so that was important to me. And but yeah, I'm in a good spot, and I feel like it was a good time for me to just come into the season fresh and try to get a full year.
The last couple of months, what's the process been like building back up that endurance?
It's never easy, even in a normal year. Building into getting the ups and the pitch count is always the toughest part. Once you can kind of get consistent with that and get a few outings under your belt with the load, your body starts to respond a little bit better. But it's been good so far. You know, like I mentioned, I've been recovering well after the pitch count has climbed. So that's exciting for me, and I'll try to keep that going.
You mentioned getting a full year. How do you feel like you have to manage that each start? Each
It's something where it's tough for me, because when I go pitch, all things kind of go out the window in regards to I'm trying to win a baseball game. I'm trying to put the team in the best position to win. And sometimes, you know, maybe that's hurt me in the past. But I try not to think about that. I try to go out and do my job and kind of leave that in the hands of pitching coaches and Murph, you know, when to make that decision, if they need to take me out or whatever it is. But I'm focused on, you know, building the endurance and the load right now, which I've done a good job of. And now I feel good. Now it's just go pitch.
Woody, when you look at the rest of the rotation and sort of the experience level of the guys around you and the talent of the guys around you, what do you think?
The talent level is incredible. I don't want to feel like I'm not the old guy, but I'm kind of trending that way. I'm trending. But man, the stuff these guys feature is incredible. Like I know I used to throw hard, you know, early. Still feel like I got some of that in me, but man, these guys just like they wake up out of bed and just throw 100. Like, it's amazing to really watch bullpens and watch how their stuff is just incredible. For for them, it all becomes consistency, preparation. How can they use their stuff against the hitter, and then just locate when they need to with runners on. That's the big challenge. So, and to put that together over a full season is probably one of the most difficult things. But obviously, everybody has the ability, and I'm excited to see, what we can do.
Important on the field and important off the field as a guide for some of these younger players.
Right, especially with the rotation being so young, so inexperienced. Woodruff's going to play a massive role in that. It's something that we heard, like Mizorowski brought up about Quintana last year a couple of times and how influential he is. Woodruff kind of having to assume that role with the position he's in right now.
Old friend of ours, Tim Stadium Shea, in the building here at Rally House.
Stadium Shea,
That
like
was- I
a
nicknamed him.
stadium, Shea.
Yes, yes, Stadium Shea.
I love it.
All right, so I told you I would do that. I got to put on the shirt. For
Oh,
my
gosh.
well,
okay, I'll talk while you're off. Yeah. All right, nice. So these are shirts that are going to be available. We have a few of them out now that are going to be, I think, out and about at Potawatomi tomorrow. This is two different options. I have the white lettering on right now if you're looking at the video stream. Tim, the yellow lettering, so it's a little more Brewers colorway, while I have the navy that is traditional with the Milwaukee Brewers. Tim has the same navy, but yellow lettering as opposed to the white lettering. So you get the 105.7 FM The Fan logo for our Milwaukee listeners over here. And then the backside, go ahead, do a little spin for us. Oh, look at that. Smile Milwaukee and the world will smile back. That looks great. I got you. All right, nice. Looking good. Just in time to close everything out here before Hot Stove
just
Weekly.
in time to not get fired.
Yes.
I was told to wear the shirt during the live broadcast, and so I did.
It looks good on you, man. I like it. I like it.
What are you going to wear tomorrow, Tommy?
Oh, God. Do we have to wear these shirts 2 days in a row? Are we allowed to shower?
No, a little birdie told me you've got a jersey coming. Maybe not tomorrow, but at some point you have a jersey coming. What number would you pick?
If I wanted to pick a jersey, I'm like 5. I was 55 in high school
This
for
is
all
a
my
Wirtz
stuff.
jersey.
Yeah, 55 then.
Okay,
All
very
right,
good.
all right, I like
that's
it.
going to do it for us here at Rally House, Mayfair Collections location. Thanks to our tech staff on site, Caleb and Will. And hey, make sure you stop in here. If not tonight, make it a point to come in here. I told you I got a couple of Brewer long sleeve tees to set me up in part for the season, but maybe back to get some more things. But come on in here to Rally House and grab your Brewers, Bucks, Badgers, Packers apparel. And thanks to Charlie back at the station. We will talk to you from Potawatomi Sportsbook for the 2-hour leadoff show starting at 11,
Can't wait.
although 9 to noon with Rami and Kuhn. Going to be there 9 to 11. 2-hour leadoff show, and then after the last pitch, make the switch. We'll be broadcasting live at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
One
as
more
well.
sleep, Tim. One more sleep.
One more, and then we get going. First pitch of the championship season tomorrow as Jacob Mizorowski. How nervous is he going to be?
He's amped. He's ready for the moment.
I saw someone tweet out when they announced Mizorowski was going to be the opening day starter, heat advisory.
Love it.
In
Love it.
effect for tomorrow. So go Brewers. We will talk to you tomorrow. And remember, as always, smile Milwaukee, the world, and Bob Uecker will smile back.